Look at here, 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 look at here. Okay, look at here. Let me talk to you. It's day freaking 50. Day 50 of a 40-day juice cleanse. Do the math. Do the math. Sorry, I woke my son up. My son is a 10-year-old white Shih Tzu. Happy day 50. What is it, Centurion? Happy day 50, Breezy. Thank you, Breezy. How do you feel, Breezy? I feel all right. I feel like I needed to start this before I drifted and did something else. Like, I'm realizing I want to change this whole shelf situation with all the hydration. I want to put more wallpaper up, all that. But it's like, no, your only job right now is to keep showing up. Lead thyself, and leading everything around you shall be easy. I have to look up who that quote is actually from. But oh my gosh, when you're fasting, things just resonate harder. They hit harder because you can actually have the ears to hear it and the eyes to see it and the somewhat stable nervous system to receive it. My goodness, the synchronicities. I'm like, please, Lord, please keep talking to me. I'm starting to figure out our little patterns. I'm starting to see the synchronicities. I'm starting to see the numbers. I'm starting to see the deja vu. Like, please, please keep talking to me, and I will. I was gonna say I'll do my best to follow instruction. I will do everything in my power to keep whatever connection is going. When you tap into your direct line, you ain't gotta hear nothing from nobody else because it just doesn't hit as much. It's like, okay, you could take breadcrumbs from it, but the ideas you get, receiving them warmly, not panting for them, not driving for them, not where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Relax. You need to fast to manually relax. If you have been so high sprung and so in a state, you're just used to chaos, you're just used to being overstimulated, even though you hate it, even though you're exhausted, even though your skin is flaring up, even though your womb has essentially shut down because it's like, wow, I can't even be here long enough to have a safe stay. Y'all got all these sirens ringing in here. I can't even get into my sexy. There's always alarms going. There's just ambulance everywhere because your body thinks you're in a chronic, you're a chronic stressor. You've trained your body to show up like that. You trained your body. This is fun. This is normal. We can predict this. It feels like ish. My chest is so tight. My stomach is all knotted up. I'm having a panic attack in the parking lot about something that hasn't even happened yet. But this is something we know. We know this song. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We know. We know. We know that song. Oh yeah. We know this beat. Oh, we know this DJ. Oh yeah. We know this DJ. DJ Chronic Stress. Yeah. On the ones and twos nightly. Okay, we here 7 days a week. You ain't never gotta stop moving. You ain't never gotta relax. Eh, You know, fasting is like, I don't want to say it's the feds coming into the party because you don't. Yeah, there's a little panic. Honestly, that's pretty fitting because in the beginning, yeah, your body's panicking a little bit. And that's when your job is to reassure it that you are the captain of the ship now. You are in good hands. You are in a safe environment. You are in an environment that makes decisions for you until you can calm the hell down enough to actively make decisions for yourself. If you are in a timeline, if you're in your life where it's not your first choice, where you live, your partner, your job, it's not your first choice, your body's registering that as you in danger, girl. You think it's fine. You think it'll do, but you haven't unclenched your butt cheek since '03. But it's familiar now, so we I guess we'll just go with it. It could be worse. It's not horrible. That's the silent killer, baby. That's what I'm learning. So when you actively decide, you know what? I have so much access to resources. I'm the oldest woman in my lineage who has not had kids by this time, who is not married, although I was. Um, you don't think your ancestors is like, you better turn this up. You have no real obligation outside of yourself and your dog? Baby, we should have circled the world a few times by now. But remember that dance that you've taught yourself to do since you were a child? To tap dance and make sure everybody's pleased and, play real, real small so you're not a threat to anybody, so nobody will be prone to betray you or try to humble you. You don't want to outshine anybody because last time you outshined, you overheard somebody talking about you in the bathroom stall. You even overheard your own parents just, going against you. You heard your favorite teacher kind of downplay you. Oh. If I don't go for it, if I play just good enough, I'll be good enough to get like a scholarship. Not to the school I want to, but a school, I was a late bloomer. It's all right. This is good enough. Oh yeah, good enough to get the scholarship, one of the first scholarships in your family. Yeah, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, nothing too big. Girl, this was a condition you were taught this dance. That's not your natural rhythm. That's why you got bunions. Metaphorically, of course. That's why you just can't relax because you're wearing a costume that wasn't for you. You're wearing shoes that you did not pick. You're dancing something that's rhythmically is just not. It's not even in your DNA. But you're like, well, this keeps. I guess this keeps. I guess this keep things. This keeps things going. Are we achieving? No. You are tap dancing in the same hole. You're actually burning a hole in the wooden floor because your body is so tense while you're trying to do this dance that you just exhaust yourself. And then your hormones always like, dang, she's really working up a sweat up there. Like, send her some more cortisol. We must be chasing something. You know? We gotta go on feeling. We gotta go on emotion. Oh, she must be running from something. Put the charcoal in the engine. Let's go. Yeah, we burned all the fuel that we can recognize. Okay, well, give her some cravings for some sugar. We need sugar now. That'll burn it quick. That'll keep her tap dancing. Girl, we gotta keep this girl going. We got to. Send her a craving for some creamy iced coffee. That'll be quick. That's easy. She ain't even got to think. We'll do the thinking for her. She ain't even got to think. Yeah, she's busy doing all the other stuff. Well, yeah, duct tape that pipe over there, Bobby. We're starting to get some leaks a little over here. We're starting to burn. We're starting to have to actually burn fuel from other organs. The kidney, it can wait. It can wait. We need energy now. The womb, the uterus, it can wait. Just we need moisture here now. We don't need moisture down there. We need moisture over here, so everything could just, we can send this sugar and, you know, let's store the fat though too because we don't know. This might be this feels like the only time we're gonna get some type of sugar or anything. Like when the marathon runners, when they handed them their cup, this is the only time you're gonna get like a shot of something. So, use what we can to store the rest. That's how I picture it in my mind. If we were going to the magic school bus and we had a field trip of an inflamed body. And these symptoms just now you can't go up your stairs. Whoa. At 20, 26, I was cracking like a box of Cracker Jacks going up my stairs. I'm like, wow, is this wood paneling or is this me creaking like this? You have depleted your body of minerals because you're so trying to put fires out that your brain has conditioned you to believe are all around you to cope with the environment that has been threatening to you because It's not something you choose. It's something you were told to choose. It was something you got gratification if you chose. It was something that you got acceptance if you chose. And then once you get brainwashed enough, you'll start brainwashing yourself. That's why for a time and period, I know the whole idea of feminism and stay soft and whatever. Some of us are too soft. We need some structure. We need somebody making decisions until we feel like our wings are strengthened up again. So when you follow a protocol, that is your safety. That is your masculine structure. And I like when my protocols have, I need my leash tight. I need the harness. I need the whole contraption. I need the muzzle. I need the vest. Make it look good though. I need a leash that one chain link and then the handle right there. And I need God to be right there. I don't need room or momentum. Don't let me catch momentum. Nope. Nope. I need to be locked in. This is where we're going. You got it. It needs to be more black and white than anything. I think that's why certain people gravitate to like such things like 75 hard, the real extremes, long distance marathon, like where there's just you have to be about it or you're not. There is no room for moderation. I wish I was a moderation type of girl. Nope. I need tight. Tight. I need to be tight. Tight. I need to be tight. And that's why I went from one coaching container that started off my juice cleanse, but that only went to 40 days. And I decided I'm going to keep going until everything is out of my system, still producing. Thank you for asking. I went straight to another container and it just happened to work out perfectly, just like the first container worked out. Just like my challenge of posting every day on January 1st. And my juicing happened to start January 1st. I'm like, oh shoot, I guess I'll just talk about that. I'll just talk about the journey. I didn't know what else I would talk about. But then you invite all these levels to it. I'm talking about dieting, I'm talking about work, I'm talking about transition, I'm talking about health, I'm talking about patterns. It just all naturally comes up in an authentic way. Today was a good day. I found a new walking path, and I am quite attracted to walking paths. But it started out as a major inconvenience. So this car I'm renting through Turo, I kind of mentioned this yesterday. The brakes just started screeching, and since I was divorced, I had to learn how to do all my auto maintenance. I was using my car heavily, so I had to figure it out on the fly how to do it cheap but efficiently. So that was a crash course that of course every woman should know. You should know how to change your headlight. You should know what the different lights mean. You should know how to read the engine codes. All that stuff is good to know. So I knew, I'm like, okay, we are like down to the rotors. I know what scraping rotors sound like, okay, when I've had to push it multiple times. And so I just messaged the guy, I'm like, hey, I never know, the God is like 50 miles a gallon. It's a real trooper, but you can imagine, what that looks like. Um, but we be rolling. So I messaged him out. I didn't stress. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting it for a great deal. I'm saving so much on gas. To fill it up is like $14. Wonderful. And I just explained the situation. I didn't stress. I didn't worry. I didn't get tensed up. I'm like, hey, I've never been in this situation. I'm willing to outsource this. I don't have to always find the answer. You tell me what to do. What do you want to do? And he's like, oh, no, not a problem at all. If you want to come by, I'll swap the brakes out and I'll get you on your way. I was like, whoa, that's dope and attractive. This man is married. I'm not trying to come out him, but I'm like, ooh, I love me a good problem solver. Lord. Oof. And so that's what we did. We met with him. It took him about 35 minutes. I could tell he probably hired another guy because we found a walking path as we were walking behind this random target. And it led to a private school that had an open. Me and Ross were just like, whoa! Ew, the sun was shining. I was drifting so far. He was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm done." I was like, "Oh, dang!" We had walked at least a couple of miles just following this path. It was amazing. I was like, "Oh shoot, I'll be back in a few." We drifted a little too far. It was amazing. It felt so good. And I saw this three-legged dog, and he had the one arm missing, so he didn't have the back legs. He had the one arm missing, so he had a flow to it. He had a gallop to it. And I was just like, resilience. It looks sexy in every species, in every organism. My goodness. And when we walked by, she knew to sit, so she had the little stub right here, and her legs were broad. I was like, "Oh, great job, honey, great!" And I was like, "Great job, daddy." And then I was like, "Did I just call this stranger man daddy?" But it made him smile, so he's like, "Oh, daddy." So that turned out so well, something I could have stressed about, used up so much energy for, and I allowed the answer just to be brought to me. I'm like, "Has it been this simple this whole time?" Relax. I've just had to relax and feel good energetically, nutritionally. Please don't tell me it's been this easy. But thank you for telling me it's this easy also. We're still in the test phase. Yeah, I'm a little congested. Oh, there's so much. I'm producing so I'm like, okay, we're doing some real detoxing in this area and my lungs, because all this ton of mucus just came out of nowhere. I'm like, wow. Okay, so we've made it to the lungs. And that's so fun because fasting, you can start picking up on what parts of your body is getting like deeply cleaned out. Because boy, oh boy, you're going to be super tired. You're going to go through phases where you're really drowsy, sleepy. Um, you'll have probably sharp pains or spasms in that area. Um, and yeah, you'll have probably like some short-term inflammation in that area, but it goes quick. Like even with this whole head suggest, whatever. A couple of days before, I started breaking out like right around the rim of my eyes. And of course, sometimes you put in factors of, are you washing your pillowcases every few days or every week or whatever? Okay, sometimes it's just that. Sometimes it's changing the seasons. But you know what is like a pimple and what is actual like reaction. And yeah, so now it's like internally, I'm like, oh, I feel it right here. And I've gotten my tonsils and adenoids removed from a child. So that does make me more prone to infections, but if I had to say it as a child, I would have kept them, knowing what I know now. But I don't, so it does make me more prone to head colds and sinus infections, especially with the changings of the season. But thankfully, I don't get sick too often, so I just bear through it. Try to rest as much as I can. That's really how you're going to expedite your whole healing. So I've been taking a couple of naps these past couple of days, and it felt good. And I still made the money I need to make, and trust everything's going to work out. So, I'm making a point of, like, taking pictures of things that would ignite my memory of what happened. Like, look at this, just a random walking path. Can you see that? Look, it just opened wide. I was amazed. It looks gorgeous. And it led to this whole park. Like, nobody was there. Nobody was there. It was massive. Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. One of my good friends reached out to me that I haven't talked to in years. People are going to start coming back into your life. Now you have the regulated nervous system to decide if you want them to be a part of this next chapter or just check in. But as you purify your vessel, pure intentions are magnetized to you. So around this time, day 50, you're in the Monday, you're like, damn, am I really still doing this? I would really love Korean short rib right now. I really just love some mashed potatoes. I would take just a sliver of avocado right now. Um, some rice would be very nice. But I'm like, girl, what did Big Sean say? Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. You said you were gonna keep going until it's all out. Now you are still producing, so you're not done. You gotta kind of remind yourself because your body will be like, dang it, we've done enough. We've done enough. We've done quite enough. We've done more than enough. We've done extra credit enough. We're going beyond what was originally requested of us. What are we doing? You said this is the deadline, and we hit the deadline. Like, where's the cotton candy? Where's the cheesecake? What's going on here? Where's my reward? Where is my reward? And that's when you have to step in with yourself. Be gentle. I love you so much, dear. This is not how it's gonna work anymore. We are expanding and we are evolving. So this whole little reward system, it's going to change in the best way. You are going to tweak what you find as a reward. I'm here to tell you, finishing in integrity, finishing what you said you were going to do, that's the biggest reward, not what you get for just keeping your word. Follow through, that feeling of accomplishment, that exhilarating, just spine-tingling feel of doing something really hard and doing it with a great attitude. That's the real reward. We just forgot because we were just bombarded with instant gratification of food and sugar and iced coffees and all that. And that was my fault. I overcoped one too many times. Now we think we actually like that, when in turn, darling, that is harming us. I need you to see that as toxins. I need you to see that as undeniably not for you. I want you to not even see that as nourishment or food. I want you to see it as it is. Break it down to its basic name: sugar, mucus, lactose, toxins, mildewed caffeine. Like, and maybe you don't even have to get that aggressive, but the understanding, the reprogramming, sometimes you have to get it that far. You have to resonate a new meaning to things. And I'm getting quite more stuffy, so I don't know how that's coming out on the voice, but hopefully it's still sexy. I'll leave you on that note. You will waver during day 50. This is another lull time. Like, oh gosh, that's when you kick it up a notch. I already have my groceries here. I don't have an excuse of not having fresh juice in the morning. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. So I love you so much. Happy day 50. What a wonderful day. Things are opening up. Things are coming together. And I'm here for it. Where else am I going to be? Where else am I going to be? All right. Before I get this accent too heavy, I'm going to go ahead and log off. I love you so much. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for day 51. All right. Bye-bye now. Take care.